Here's a development that's about to shake up the entire search engine landscape. Donald Trump's Truth Social platform just dropped a bombshell announcement that could fundamentally change how millions of Americans access information online. The former president's social media empire has unveiled Truth Search, a brand new artificial intelligence-powered search engine that promises to deliver what they call direct and contextually accurate answers. But here's where it gets controversial. This isn't your typical search engine that scours the entire internet for diverse perspectives. Let me break down what's actually happening here in simple terms. Truth Social has partnered with a company called Perplexity, though they're calling it Purple Lexy in their implementation, to create this search tool. For those unfamiliar with AI search engines, think of them as super smart assistants that don't just give you a list of links like Google. Instead, they read through multiple sources and provide you with a comprehensive answer, complete with citations. The platform is currently rolling out on their web version, with beta testing for iPhone and Android apps coming soon. Trump Media's press release emphasized that this technology would exponentially increase the amount of information Truth Social provides to users. Sounds impressive, right? But here's the part most people are missing, and it's the detail that's sparking heated debates across political circles. Truth Social maintains complete control over which sources their AI can reference when providing answers. To put this in perspective, let me share what happened when journalists from Axios decided to test the system. They asked politically sensitive questions like what happened on January 6, 2021, and why was Donald Trump impeached? The results were eye-opening. Every single response cited Fox News as either the primary or exclusive source. The only other outlets that appeared were Fox Business, The Washington Times, and The Epoch Times. All media organizations known for their strong support of Trump. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When the same questions were asked on regular Perplexity, the original platform that Truth Social's technology is based on, the results painted a completely different picture. That search pulled information from a much broader spectrum of sources, including Wikipedia, Reddit, YouTube, NPR, and Politico, representing diverse viewpoints across the political spectrum. A spokesperson for Perplexity, Jesse Dwyer, explained the technical reality behind this setup. If Truth Social restricts the information sources that a search references, we cannot see or control that aspect. It's essentially like using our API to search through your own curated database, similar to setting up an academic researcher to search only within their institution's specific collection. This development connects directly to Trump's broader AI action plan, announced earlier in July, where he declared his intention to combat what he perceives as biased artificial intelligence. The former president specifically criticized AI systems that incorporate information related to race and gender, unconscious bias, institutional racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion concepts, labeling these as prevalent and destructive ideologies that compromise the quality and accuracy of AI responses. For everyday users, this raises fascinating questions about the nature of information consumption in our digital age. When you search for news or facts, does it matter if the AI only looks at sources that align with a particular political viewpoint? Is this a smart way to avoid what some consider mainstream media bias, or does it create an even more isolated information bubble? The implications stretch far beyond just another tech announcement. This could represent the beginning of parallel information ecosystems, where different groups of people literally receive different facts about the same events, each backed by AI that seems authoritative and comprehensive. Some argue this is exactly what's needed to counterbalance what they see as liberal bias in traditional search engines and media. They point out that Google, Bing, and other mainstream platforms might have their own inherent biases, so why not create alternatives that serve different perspectives? Others warn that this approach could accelerate the fragmentation of shared reality in American society. If people can't even agree on basic facts because their AI assistants are consulting entirely different source materials, how can democratic discourse function effectively? And this is the part that should make everyone, regardless of political affiliation, sit up and pay attention. Truth Social's approach might just be the first of many. What happens when other platforms across the political spectrum decide to create their own curated source AI search engines? We could be looking at a future where your political beliefs determine not just which news you read, but which facts your AI assistant considers reliable. The technology itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's essentially a powerful tool for processing and presenting information. But the way it's being implemented raises profound questions about truth, bias, and the role of technology in shaping public opinion. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you think this kind of source-controlled AI search represents a necessary correction to mainstream media bias, or a dangerous step toward even more polarized information bubbles? Should users have the right to choose which sources their AI assistants reference, even if it means getting dramatically different answers to the same questions? And perhaps most importantly, if you had to pick between an AI that might have subtle mainstream biases versus one that openly restricts itself to partisan sources, which would you trust more with your daily information needs? This isn't just about politics anymore. It's about the fundamental question of how we determine what's true in an age where artificial intelligence is becoming our primary gateway to information. The choices we make about these systems today will shape how entire generations understand reality tomorrow.